little throwback. Almost wore it in the game a couple weeks ago. Ready? Okay, I mean, obviously coming off a tough loss, like I talked about after the game, a disappointing loss. SMU's a really good team. We expected to play better, and that was really what was disappointing to me. Happy to be back in front of our home crowd. I know it very important to our players. Tough news, we lost Bryson Armstrong for the year with a ACL. That was a really tough blow. He's playing outstanding football. And so it's kind of next man up. And we've kind of been used to that all year. And we got 2 games left, and we need to finish strong. Questions?
Coach, I know a few weeks ago you were optimistic Dylan Gabriel could potentially return by the end of the season. I think it's been 8 weeks since the injury. There's only 2 regular season games left. Are you expecting him at some point in these last 2 games?
Well, we're hopeful. He practiced last night and practiced well, so that was exciting. It was really the first time that he'd been out there with the offense and all that. So we'll see how it goes, day to day and week to week, and we'll see what happens.
What is he able to do in practice at this point?
Yeah, he was able to participate in practice and do what a normal quarterback could do.
Coach, with everything that's gone on, the list of injuries, yourself even on the IR, all of that, and now at this point, what's the challenge for you coaching-wise to kind of manage health, but also preparing for these next 2 games and remembering you may have a bowl game going on? Kind of walk us through that, because it's safe to say this is probably a unique year for your coaching career, right? Well,
yeah, I think it's probably unique for everyone, with everything that's happened and the injuries to, key players. But, hey, it's next man up. We've been saying that for a while. We've been preaching to our team, and that's what's got to happen. The good thing is we're home the last 2 games. We played well at home. And so that's the good thing.
Coach, you'd said a couple of times that most teams don't get better in the second half of the season, but your team showed that it was. And then Saturday.
Yeah.
What's most frustrating about what you saw Saturday?
Yeah, I think that you just said it. We were a team getting better. There's no doubt. Now, give SMU credit. They got a lot of really good players. There's no doubt. And we knew we were going to have to play well to go there and win. But, we didn't. We got off to a decent start and kind of snowballed on us. And, they beat us handily. And that was the disappointing thing for me. Our guys, like I said, we'll keep battling. We've got 2 home games left, and that's really the only thing on our mind is this week. We need to play good football this week. We need to get a victory and get some momentum for that last one.
Coach, I know you wanted to be on the field, but I know after the game you weren't real happy with the setup. After reflecting on that, is that something you'll continue to do, or just kind of like a dialogue over the next few days of your best position and where you need to be?
Yeah, we're actually talking through that and working through that. It wasn't a great setup. I mean, you're not down there on the field, and you can't talk to referees, and a lot of close calls. When you're not down there, so that's just human nature, and that was a tough deal to experience that, and just being down there with my players, feeling removed. That was the first experience I've ever had in my life like that, and I didn't like it. And so we're looking at a couple different options. We haven't made any decisions, but we are talking through some things.
One of the few bright spots on Saturday was Parker Navarro's touchdown. What did he show you in practice to get that opportunity?
Yeah, he's a great competitor, and you've seen him before, even spring game. I mean, he can really run. He can do some things, and he provided a spark. We were banged up. Joey Gatewood wasn't able to go, because of his ankle, and it gave an opportunity for Parker to kind of fill that role. And, that was also Bowser's kind of role too. So we were down 2 spots. It was next man up, and Parker did a good job. And but it didn't surprise anybody on the team. He's a really good runner, and he's been playing some special teams and just doing anything he can to help our team.
Coach, transitioning to this week against UConn, not too many positives for the team, but the offense features 3 or 4 running backs. So what do you like about the Huskies on film?
Yeah, and they got some young, talented guys. I think a lot of freshmen they're playing, and got a quarterback I think that we played against in 19 that is a fairly talented guy too. So, but to be honest with you, I mean, this week's about us. That's what our message is. We've got to play better. We've got to coach better. And really, I expect our guys to do that. I mean, this bunch are resilient. They bounce back. We've had, an extremely tough loss similar to the one we had. They bounce back. We'll do that. We got a lot of winners in our locker room. And like I said, it's next man up, and you'll probably see a few more new faces, Saturday, but that's part of it. But we're looking forward to it. And I'll tell you this: practice last night, our guys were excited to practice. They were excited about these last 2 games, and that's what you look for in a coach. That doesn't happen very many places, just so you know. I mean, that this time of year when things don't go good and things start to snowball, not that it's snowballing here, but some programs it is. It's hard to recover, but it says a lot about our players. I know I've said that, sound like a broken record, but it's true. It's all about our players. I mean, coaches, we're going to be the motivators and everything that goes with that, but it's all about your players. It's about your leaders. And if your leaders fold your tent, then it snowballs. If you don't, you still got a chance, and that's what our guys are doing. Our guys are fighting, they're competing, and I'm proud to be their coach.
You say next man up, but how challenging is it when you lose guys and you got, your game plan and what you're planning to do when you lose guy after guy?
Well, you got to truly believe next man up. It is what it is. When you lose guys, it's got to be the next guy up, and you as a coach got to know what you got and maybe what you don't have, and try your best to build around the strengths of what you do have. Try not to do the things you don't. So that's just part of being coaching. I mean, that's just part of coaching. And now, have I experienced this before in my career? Probably not, but hey, that's part of it.
In your coaching career, high school, Tulsa, Auburn, where you've been, have you ever coached from the box, or have you always been on the field as long as you've been?
Yeah, I think in high school I was in the box for one series, and I walked down, and so that's my extent of coaching in the box.
You don't like it?
No, I don't like it at all, and I really don't like that little deer stand I was on, platform bull crap, but, we just tried to do the best we could, we were just trying to figure out, what is because I'm having trouble in crutches anyway, and so that was what we thought was best, and like I said, it wasn't real good.
Coach, obviously you guys have struggled a little bit on the road, but you get to finish the last 2 games at home. How good is that for you and your team?
Yeah, I think it's great. Our team, we've had some close wins here at home, and our fans willed us to win. I mean, just so impressive to play in this stadium in front of our crowd. And our players, I know they're excited to be back home for the last 2. And like I said, this is a big game for us, and we got to find a way to get it done this week, and then we'll cross that bridge, next week.
Coach, kind of along the same lines about playing at home. You guys had 1 road win, but you guys are undefeated at home. What kind of is the difference between the tale of those 2 tapes?
We played 2 really good teams, I feel like, on the road, and this conference, if you really look, there's it's tough to play on the road in this conference, and there was 2 really talented teams, and there was a third team that I thought was, Louisville's a good team too. Their losses have been pretty close, and they had a good win last week. So it's 3 pretty good teams. You got to play well. You got to play well on the road, and we really hadn't done that but one time. But at home we played well. I think we're undefeated right now. We need to continue that.
Coach, what about losing Bryson? Is there anybody you're going to move into his spot from another position to add depth?
Yeah,
What's the
Coach
plan?
T, Jeremiah, he gets a targeting call, so he's out for a half or whatever. So I don't, it's next man up, and it'll be some good competition, in practice this week.
Mark Antony's made the most of his opportunities. What do you like about what he brings to your team?
Yeah, the thing about him, when he's been given the opportunity, he seized the moment. Really helped us win the East Carolina game. Made the catch on 4th down, broke the tackle, scored the touchdown. Last week we put him in cold. It was 4th and 1. He gets it. And then obviously he was the bright spot, or one of the bright spots of Saturday. And so he's ready. I think he's been waiting his turn patiently, and I think you can see him getting more and more confidence every time he goes to the game.
UCF and UConn had been a conference game a couple of years ago. Obviously, it's a non-conference game. Now, have you been versed in the rivalry history of the civil conflict? Do you know much about that?
I got updated before the presser about it, but I didn't know anything about it before.
More on Dylan Gabriel. You said he practiced last night, I guess. I don't know if he's going to play on Saturday or what his plans are, but in terms of managing the quarterbacks, is Mikey just understanding that this is Dylan's spot, or how does that work? Or is it a competition?
Week to week we're just crossing that bridge as we go. I thought Mikey's done a really good job up to this point. You know, he's still learning as he goes, and he's done some really good things. But, you know, we'll take it practice by practice, week by week, and that's just really where we're at. And, you know, I just want to say this. That was the first time Dylan's practiced, okay? So, you know, but it was encouraging to have him out there with our guys and able to do the things that he was able to do.
I know UConn obviously hasn't had the best year, but just does anything jump out at you when you look at them on offense or defense? I know they're going through a coaching change as well.
Yeah. Their defense, I think, plays hard. They got a defensive lineman. I think it's 57. He jumps off the film. You know, their linebackers are solid. With that, offensively, like I said, they got some young guys that I think have potential to be good players.
Mikey, close on a couple of those deep balls early in the game Saturday. You make those, and maybe you've got a different.
Yeah, you know, the last 2 weeks or whatever, you know, or 3 weeks, we've really tried to push the ball down the field 2 out of the last 3 weeks, and just try to create more explosive plays, opportunity. We were close, you know, and we'd like to had, you know, maybe one or two more scores, but hey, that's part of it. We're learning as we go. Mikey's doing a good job. So we'll continue to do that. Okay, all right. Thank you all.